What is up, guys? California Phantom. It is the end of the year 2020. You know what time it is. We're here to announce the 2020 Drone of the Year coming at you. So let me tell you how I announce my winner. It's very simple. We're going to go off of a few things. We're going to go off of a price point being one of the leading factors. We're going to go off of portability because that's a big deal going into 2020 and beyond. A lot of people don't want those giant Inspire style drones. The smaller package we can get it, as long as it can fly well, it's sturdy, it's clean in the air, it doesn't have to be very large. So we're going with portability as another issue or a big factor in selecting the drone of the year. We also want camera quality, we want flight time. What kind of drone checks all these boxes? Sensor size is always a factor. Does size matter?
Does size matter? Yeah, it does. Size matters in the sense of some people need it smaller, some people need it bigger.
In the camera world, absolutely it does. A 1-inch sensor, I think, is the benchmark leading forward in getting those professional level, commercial quality drone footage and photos. Where you're gonna want to get a 1-inch sensor. So all these things are gonna factor in: price, portability, camera, and how does the company treat you? You know, if you can you call the company in, get good customer service, or is it just a run around? Do they charge you a bunch of things additionally? What is your guys' experience? We're going to encapsulate all of that. We're going to announce the drone of the year 2020 right now. All right, so first things first, this little guy up here, this is the DJI Mavic Mini 1. Came out with a splash. It's Wi-Fi only, so the only real Achilles heel with that drone was the distance. Heavily congested Wi-Fi areas, not that great, but it symbolized what drone companies could do. You could make a small, extremely portable. It's so light that it doesn't require registration at 249 grams. But is it capable? Is it a toy drone? Initially, I kind of made some jokes saying it was. You know, it does apply with screws, the props. You know, that's very indicative of a toy drone. But it blew me away. Obviously, I own one. And then subsequently, in the number 3 spot, which is where this is leading me, is the DJI Mavic Mini 2. Now, what makes that drone so special, which is not in front of me right now, but I do own that as well, is they took this original design with the 2.7K video. They upped it to us with the 4K video without even changing the camera. Shame on you, DJI. You could have gave us a firmware update and gave us the 4K, but no fault to yourself. You gave us the 4K with the Mini 2. You gave us the OcuSync 2.0, which is exactly what we wanted. And then for some strange twisted reason, you decided to not integrate your lovely goggles to work with it.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacker crap.
Or the high-nit screen DJI Smart Controller. Oh yeah, or the Crystal Sky as well. Maybe that changes down the line, but for some reason, part of DJI's Achilles heel is its lack of integration. There's no reason other than software, some engineers programming some buttons on some keys, allowing these things to work together. They're all in-house, so I'm not exactly sure why they don't. But getting back to the number 3 slot, at $599, the Mavic Mini 2 represents the most capable entry-level drone on the market today, bar none. So for the $599, you're getting 3 batteries, you're getting a charging hub, you're getting multiple sets of propellers, you're getting a very, very capable drone, something that can handle higher winds than you'd think of a drone, that being as small as it is. It has everything that the other drones have. With the return to home, it doesn't have any of the frills. So no intelligent flight modes, no obstacle avoidance, but again, a drone of its size, you can take it into those really tight shots that you wouldn't necessarily send your $1,500 or $2,000 drone into, and you don't really have to worry about, okay, if it crashes, it downs, I'm out a few $100, but it's not a huge loss. Rounding up the number 2 spot, we're going to go with of course, the DJI Mavic Air 2, and that celebrates or kind of culminates as the drone created solely to take on the Autel Evo 1. Absolutely nothing wrong with the Mavic Air 2. Fantastic drone. The quality is really unrivaled. If you're going to compare it against the Evo 1, outside of the geofencing, the Mavic Air 2 is definitely the way to go. The footage is cleaner and crisper. The gimbal roll, I feel like with the controller side of things, not necessarily adjusting the pitch, but the physical button of the gimbal roll is smoother. I like their controller system. It's also on the Mavic Mini 2. I think, initially I wasn't really fond of the way that it looked, but now that I've actually got to feel it and experience it, I love the way that the Mini 2 controller is. I love the way that the Air 2 controller is. I do believe they have the goggle integration on the Air 2. Correct me below, drop a comment if I'm wrong, but I believe the goggles do integrate with the Air 2. And again, they made everything match or mirror the Evo and excelled it in certain key ways. I think the intelligent flight modes on the Air 2 are a lot better. But again, being the commercial pilot that I am, I don't typically use a lot of the automatic flight modes, a lot of the intelligent flight modes. I'm doing strictly commercial work. We're doing real estate, we're doing videos, we're doing commercial, we're doing construction management, doing a bunch of different things, but none of which requires any sort of automatic flight. So rounding out that #1 spot, we have a drone that is portable. We have a drone that has the 1-inch sensor. It has the 30+ minute flight time. Outstanding customer service. You can get an entire kit now for under $1,900. That's including multiple batteries, a charging case, extra props, everything you need, plus the controller. Talking about the Autel Evo II Pro 6K. We have 360 obstacle avoidance all the way around the drone. Top, sides, bottom, back, front, everywhere. We got them. Obstacle avoidance is going to protect you. This thing stops. It gives you warning signals. It gives you a heat map, how close you are with how many meters you have. You have lighting on the bottom. This drone is absolutely amazing. The 1-inch sensor on a 6K camera. There isn't a drone company on the market today with the 1-inch sensor, with this price point, that offers a drone that could shoot 6K with all those features, especially at that price point. This is under $2,000, so there isn't a company that can compete with that. DJI, as mighty as they are, we've gone the full year with them producing toy drones. We have this FPV system coming out, possibly the end of the year, if not the beginning of next year, but not going to compete in any way with the Autel Evo II Pro. And what I love about this drone is it's simple, it's functional, and it's veritable. This camera with just a few screws can come off. They have an 8K option if you're into shooting stills more than you're shooting video. They have the very high megapixel count on that 8K video camera. They have a dual system that gives you FLIR technology. It allows you to do more commercial search and rescue, solar panels. Really the possibilities are endless with the drone, and I love the fact that they allow you, the end user, hey, couple screws, swap it out. It's not some giant integrated problem. I love the ease of use on this drone. There's not a lot of frills. It does have intelligent flight modes, but again, I'm not very partial to intelligent flight modes, so if you expect this to have more than DJI, that is certainly not the case. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with DJI, especially as a commercial pilot, you don't want to deal with geofencing. I completely moved away my commercial side. I'm doing all my commercial work exclusive with Autel products because of the lack of geofencing, because of the security issues with DJI. I had circumstances where I got an unlock with my drone. This is with the Phantom 4 line, and I couldn't fly until I synced my data and sent all of my flight data to DJI in China. That doesn't really sit well with me. Why does that have to be the case just to get an unlock to fly? The idea that I bought this drone, but yet the company can tell me when to take off, where I can take off, how I could take off. They have weird situations where you could fly because it thinks you're close to an airport, but then they give you a ceiling. Oh, you can only fly to 150 feet. Well, I'm sorry, dummy, I already have the unlock. I already have the authorization from FAA. I don't need you locking my drone out. Autel does not do this. It is definitely your own personal accountability when you're dealing with this drone. They'll send you warnings. They'll tell you are in airspace, but they're not going to limit you or they're not going to block you. I've heard some reports out in China that maybe that you do or you will in China. I can't confirm that myself, but just dealing with them as a company and especially now through the updates and the firmware, I can tune this drone to be exactly what I want it to do. I'll go ahead and put a video somewhere up here somewhere. That one I made so you could figure out how to adjust your controller settings because people had reported that this drone can be a bit snappy at times. I went ahead and took care of that. Autel took care of that, so you could definitely program this drone in a limitless manner. And it's very, very easy to conclude why this drone is the #1 drone of 2020. Thank you very much for enjoying that ramble of why the Autel Evo II Pro 6K is the drone of the year. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you agree with me, hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already. Drop me a comment down below if you don't. Let me know what you think the drone of 2020 should be. I know I was kind of holding out and why I've took so much time to make this video. I was expecting the Evolve 2. It never materialized by X Dynamics. That is a very, very exciting platform that is going to be a game changer when it comes to the commercial side of things. It might very well be the drone of 2021. Who knows? We shall see. Definitely keep your eye on that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff. We'll catch you on the next adventure.